Broadcasting live from the Riddick's VOBS Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network as we have the Wednesday doubleheader to wrap up Week 2 of the 2025-2026 GNASH regular season. First up, Station Camp Liberty Creek-Nashville Christian looking to join the 2-0 duo of MBA and Franklin as they take on the Clarksville Kings, the last team to get off the starting line this season. And then in the nightcap, two teams looking for their first win of the season. Hendersonville Beach Lawson taking on Mount Juliet Wilson Central Lebanon. It's already game 3 in the season for Mount Juliet. And their next game after tonight is against Ravenwood on October the 13th. And I don't really like their chances in that one. So if they want a high Hein Cup seed, because I can't see them getting into the Preds Cup, they're going to have to beat Hendersonville tonight. But we'll talk more about that as the night moves on. All right, so let's go over the results from Monday's games. Franklin beat Brentwood BAUSN 2-0. The Outlaws in Nolensville finished in a 3-3 tie. Montgomery Bell beat Ensworth Lipscomb CPA 7-3. Page Summit and Ravenwood finished in a crazy 6-6 tie. JP2 MLK GCS and the Rutherford Rampage finished in a 3-3 tie. And Independent Centennial beat Father Ryan 2-0. That was Mark Lane's first win as a GNASH head coach since October 29th, 2013, when he was head coach of a Scholastic Centennial. They beat Pope John Paul II 6-3 on that night. So here are the standings with tonight's games in the books. Or with Monday's games in the books coming into tonight. MBA and Franklin both at 2-0. MBA with better goal difference than the Admirals. Then you've got Page Summit, Ravenwood, and Nolensville all at 1-0-1. One win, no loss. No losses, one tie. Station Camp Liberty Creek 1-0, 1-0-0. Independent Centennial and Father Ryan both 1-0. Actually, Ensworth Lipscomb CPA. Independent Centennial, Father Ryan, and Ensworth Lipscomb CPA all at 1-1-0. One win, one loss, one tie. The Rampage, JP2, and the Outlaws all at 0-1-1. No wins, one loss, one tie. The Kings still sitting at the starting line. Hendersonville Beach Lawson 0-1-0. And you've got Brentwood BAUSN and Mount Juliet at 0-2-0 at the bottom of the table. So just two games this evening here on Rink A at Centennial. Coming up at 7:10, Station Camp Liberty Creek, Nashville Christian taking on the Clarksville Kings. And then at 8:40, Hendersonville Beach Lawson taking on Mount Juliet Wilson Central Lebanon. Will be on the air at 8:30. Pregame for that starts at 8:30. All right, let's talk about the two teams playing the first game of our doubleheader. Station Camp Liberty Creek, Nashville Christian. Who are the reason I picked up this game, because I originally wasn't going to cover this game because I was going to get the Outlaws game the Kings game against the Outlaws next Monday, October 6th. But the way the schedule is this year, we got 6 games on Monday, 2 on Wednesday. And there are a lot of big games coming up on Mondays in the near future. And, you know, between the big guns like Page, Ravenwood, MBA, Franklin, Nolensville, and Station Camp Liberty Creek, Nashville Christian aren't really in any of those games. And I was like, oh man, I might not see them until like November, December. So I need to hit them up when I can. So I picked up this game. So, yeah, that's why I'm doing this game tonight, because I didn't know when I was going to get another chance to cover Station Camp, because they don't have another Wednesday game until, I think, December. They have nothing but Monday games coming up in the near future. It's one criticism I have of the scheduling. If you only have 2 slots on Wednesday nights, you need to put big games in those slots. You can't be having like Franklin and Nolensville playing on Monday. They need to play on Wednesday. Same with NBA Ravenwood. Anyway, This is our first look at Station Camp this season. Keith Groom still their head coach. Of course, they were the Hine Cup runners-up last season. Although Nashville Christian was playing with Indy, BA, and USN. So Station Camp had to say goodbye to Joey Siciliano and Jaden Robertson, among others. Let me go back. I don't have to go back too far because I only have to go back to page 2 of the newsletters. Also said goodbye to Mason Campbell, Keaton Howard, Dylan Karenjeff, Aiden Kramer, and Mac Miles. They brought back some pretty decent players this season, though. Brought back a pretty decent crop. Gavin Cole, Tommy Siciliano is back after not playing last year. Dom DeMaria, Tobin Mahaffey, McLean Gregory, Dominic Reitz, Mikey Bernier, Andrew Grooms. So a pretty good group coming back. Miller Campbell, he's on the roster, but he missed the rest of last season because of an ACL, and I'm told he's out for all of this season. So Carter Galise will be the number 1, and he's backed up by Britton Watson, who is a Station Camp senior. The 3 Nashville Christian players they brought into the fold, well, they brought in 4, Bryant Waddell, Joshua Peffer, and Peyton Brogdon. The 4th, Isaac Wank, was one of their goalies. They put him in the pool, and Nolensville picked him up for the season. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seniors this season. So they're going to have to fill some holes once this season is over. Station Camp opened the season a week ago Monday, September 22nd, with a 6-4 win over the Rampage. And let's look at their stats after that one, through one game. Tommy Siciliano with 3 points, all from assists. Dom DeMaria, 2 points from goals. Toby Mahaffey, 2 points from a goal and an assist. Merritt Freeman, who's one of the seniors on the team this year. This is his first and going to be only year on the team. He has a point from a goal. So do McLean Gregory and Andrew Grooms, and Gavin Cole and Dane Kramer each have a point from an assist. Moving down to goalie play, Carter Galise played in that game against Rutherford, so his record matches the team's 1-0-0. Played the full 42 minutes. Allowed 4 goals and 17 shots, turned away the other 13. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .765, and he has a goals against average of 4. Moving on to the Clarksville Kings. Of course, last year they were the Montgomery County Rangers. They changed their name during the offseason. They announced the name change like only a couple weeks after the season ended. Of course, they lost all 17 games that they played last season. All 15 of their regular season games, and they had a quick 2-and-out from the Hine Cup. Josh Tobin is still the team's head coach. They had 6 seniors on the roster last year. Let me pull that up. Thomas Frayling, Braden Kahara, Andy Leitz, Caleb Martin, Owen Roeder, and Camden Wells. So they had 7 seniors. No, wait. No, 6. I was right. They had 6. And I made a boo-boo in the newsletter. I didn't see Connor Bailey's name on the roster, and I'd assumed he wasn't going to be on the team this year. He is on the team this year, which is good because I think he was their second best player last year behind P.J. Burns, who's back. So they brought back Jay Morrow, Quinn Colhane, Riley Barnes, Jackson Curran, Chris Feckner, Colton Bashirs, P.J. Burns, and Connor Bailey. They only have 2 seniors, Feckner and Burns. Got a lot of new players on the team this season. The good news for them is they managed to get another goalie. Of course, last year they had to borrow a goalie. They had Thomas Redden from the Outlaws as their backup. Redden is actually on the Outlaws roster this year. So backing up Riley Barnes is going to be Kirkwood sophomore Jackson Penfield. So the Kings have their goaltending tandem for the next 2 seasons because Barnes is a junior. This is his junior year, unless he goes elsewhere. Yeah, Connor Bailey's paperwork wasn't added didn't clear until very, very recently. So that's an error on my part, assuming he wasn't going to play on the team this year. Because he's a key member of the Red River Spartans. I think it's U18 AAA. He's a key member of that. But yeah, he'll keep playing high school as well. How many skaters do they have tonight? They got both their goalies. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 skaters. Oh boy. This might be a rough night for them. Yeah, it's a short bench for them tonight. They've got 3 brothers, all the last name Haas. Aiden Haas, Brock Haas, and Camden Haas. Aiden Haas is the older one, and then Brock and Camden are twins, and Brock and Camden Haas are not here tonight. Because they play for a travel program out of Indiana, which is kind of crazy. Having to driving over a whole nother state, Kentucky, to go to travel. Ready to go with the start of this one. Riley Barnes going to start in goal for Clarksville. Brenton Watson going to start in goal for the Station Camp. for this first period. Clarksville will move the puck from my left to right. Station Camp from my right to left. As this game is underway with Clarksville winning the draw, P.J. Burns brings it into the Station Camp zone on the far boards, gets knocked down. Aiden Haas comes in to pick it up, but he loses it. Loses the handle, and Station Camp immediately clear the puck out of their zone. Colton Bashir's tracking it down inside the Clarksville end, passing it up the far side, but it's poked away from Jackson Curran and dumped back into the King zone. Picked up by Connor Bailey on the near side to center. Taps the puck ahead to Aiden Haas. Haas has the puck jabbed off his stick. Bashir's trailing, but he lost the puck. Tommy Siciliano with it for Station Camp. Diagonal cross-ice forward pass. Went by the skates of Peyton Brogdon. Puck in the Clarksville zone and immediately cleared by the Kings. Now it's back in the Station Camp zone. Station Camp changing the line somewhat. Here's Merritt Freeman racing through center into the Clarksville zone. In the left circle, taking a shot, stopped by Barnes. It rolled off his chest, but the referee in the right wing corner couldn't see the puck, so he blows the whistle. And that stops play after the first 74 seconds. Draw is to the right of Barnes. Puck sliding around the wall to the right wing corner. Gracie Clark gets in there, passes it off. Out in front, a backhanded try, stopped by Barnes, and then it's jabbed in. Dom DeMaria came out to the left-hand side of the net, got off a backhanded try that was stopped by Barnes. He kept at it and poked it in on the second try, and it is 1-0 Station Camp with 12:33 to go in the first. Puck on the far side at center. Jackson Curran trying to dump it into the Station Camp zone. Colton Bashir successful in doing that. Here's Dane Kramer trying to bank it off the near side glass. Ends up shooting it into his own bench. And was he inside his own zone? Yep, he was inside his own zone when he did it, so they're going to drop the puck to Watson's left. Dropped the puck, but Clarksville were missing a player, so Ethan Rawlings coming off the bench in place of, looks like, Brock Haas. And does Brock Haas have an equipment issue? Because one of the referees, he doesn't have a mouth guard and a neck guard, according to one of the referees. Does he not have ear protection either? He's wearing his Red River Spartans helmet. So they're going to be short a bit. They're going to be down to 11 skaters for a bit while he fixes that. They finally drop the puck again. Draw one by Station Camp. Puck comes out to the left-hand side of the net. And puck went behind the net for a moment. Then it came back out to the left-hand side. Watson covers up. They put a shot up on the board. I don't think it was shot on goal. They'll drop it to his left again. Clarksville won the draw, and P.J. Burns actually shot it off the outside of the post to the left of Watson. Here come Station Camp through center, In front of shot. Oh, missed the net to the left of Barnes. Closing right in on goal and missing the net was McLean Gregory. Puck out at center. Dump back into the Clarksville zone. They put that shot up on the board, so I guess Barnes got a piece of it as it went by. Puck held in on the right half wall by Tobin Mahaffey, and he sends it on goal from an on angle off the left leg pad of Barnes. Puck is behind the net. Oh, and we get a whistle. Patrick Atmore with a hit behind the net on P.J. Burns, and he's going to go to the box for it. Interference. So the Kings get their first power play of the game, trailing 1-0 with 11:27 to go in the first. Draw is going to be to the left of Watson. Station Camp with the puck off the draw. Gavin Cole clears it out. I think he wanted to fire it down ice, but I think it hit somebody and died right outside the zone. Brought back in by Bailey, but then taken away by Station Camp. Stolen specifically by Tommy Siciliano. Puck back in the Clarksville zone. Sent around the boards to the near side. Colton Bashirs passing it to center, but intercepted by Cole. And the puck dumped back into the Clarksville end. It's in the right wing corner. There's Connor Bailey. Out to center. Gets it into the Station Camp zone, but he got knocked down to the blue line. Puck sent back into the Clarksville zone. Under a minute left in the power play for Clarksville. Puck sent back into the Station Camp zone. They try and clear, and they do. It just went over the blue line and out. And then I think it was Owen Kennedy ended up sending it into the Station Camp bench. 50 seconds left on the power play for Clarksville. 10:17 to go in the first. 1-0 Station Camp. Draws on the dot in front of the Station Camp bench. One by the Bison. They got to get it out of their own zone, though. They clear it out. Owen Kennedy at center. Sending it to the far side boards, picked up by P.J. Burns. 30 seconds left in the power play. Burns, left wing side of the Station Camp zone, shot blocked. Then he got off another shot that missed the net to the right of Watson. Puck slides around the kick plate. No. Okay. Watson must have made the save. I thought his shot was blocked. But I guess he shot it on goal, so they put it up on the board. So 2 shots on goal for Clarksville. Puck back in the Station Camp zone, cleared out by the Bison. Dom DeMaria brings it back into the Clarksville zone. Penalty time against Station Camp is up. They're back at even strength. P.J. Burns clears the puck out. He banks it off the near boards. It's going to go for an icing. 9:19 to go in the first. Still 1-0 Station Camp. Draws to the right of Barnes. It's won by Station Camp, but turned over to Clarksville. Jackson Curran had it poked off his stick right at the Station Camp blue line. Andrew Grooms, right wing side of the Clarksville zone. Stops near the half wall, sends it past the net to the left of Barnes. Chris Feckner puts it in front of his own net, and Grooms gets off a shot that hits the outside of the post to Barnes' right. And then he bumps into that post and dislodges the net. Draw is going to be to Barnes' right. Won by Station Camp. Patrick Atmore gets off a backhander that Barnes has to turn away. Wasn't a very hard shot. Puck held in at the right point. Oh, and then while he was moving along the blue line, Dominic Reitz took it out of the zone for just a second, brought it back in offside. 8:43 to go in the first. Still 1-0 Station Camp. Draws on the dot at center across from the Clarksville bench. Won by the Kings, Colton Bashirs. Carrying it into the Station Camp zone on the right wing side. Shoots it past the net to the left of Watson. Puck out on the far side. Held into the left point, Connor Bailey, but it's poked off his stick. And here's Toby Mahaffey bringing it into the Clarksville zone on the right wing side. He stops and spins away from Bailey. Oh, but he lost the puck. Lost the puck. Jackson Curran had it for a second and it taken away by Reitz. Puck comes up to the right point. Reitz holds it in. Gets off a shot that's over the net. Puck on the near side. Held in Bryant Waddell. Carries it down the left wing. Puck on the left wing corner. Passes out to the left circle. Mahaffey comes back to Waddell. Tried to send it back to Mahaffey. Went off a Clarksville stick across to the far side. Puck sent back into the Station Camp zone. Icing waved off because Station Camp player could have played it as it went down. And now a stretch pass up the far side. Misses the stick of Merritt Freeman. And goes for an icing in the Clarksville zone. 7:45 to go in the first. Still 1-0 Station Camp. Draws to the right of Watson. Station Camp with it. Puck in the left wing corner. There's Gavin Cole. Passing it ahead. Merritt Freeman brings it into the Clarksville zone. Dumps it to the inboards. Tommy Siciliano puts it in front. Pass across. Oh, Peyton Brogdon couldn't get her stick on it. It was a tic-tac-toe play. Went across to Peyton Brogdon at the left-hand side of the net, but she couldn't get her stick on it. Barnes once again backs into the net and knocks it loose. Draw will be to his left. Draw one by Station Camp. Puck in the right wing corner. Now behind the net. Tommy Siciliano puts it in front, but once again, Peyton Brogdon can't get a stick on it. Held in by Gavin Cole. He whiffs on the shot attempt, keeps the puck near him. Tries to center it, blocked by the skates of Jay Morrow. Now here's P.J. Burns carrying the puck to center. Burns into the Station Camp zone on the left wing side. Gets off a backhander that goes off the right leg pad of Watson. Now Dante Russo at the left point, passes to the slot. Intercepted for a moment, then held in by Bashirs, then taken back by Station Camp. They bring it out of the zone. Merritt Freeman pokes it into the Clarksville end. Puck behind the net. Now it's coming out to the near side. P.J. Burns passing it ahead to Jay Morrow, but off his stick and out to center. So it's picked up by Marshall McMurtry. McMurtry brings it back into the Clarksville zone on the right wing side. Goes to the front of the net, gets off a backhander, stopped by Barnes. Close the 5-hole just in time. Andrew Grooms below the goal line. Puts the puck out in front. Up. We get a whistle. Once again, Riley Barnes backs into the net and knocks it loose. 6:10 to go in the first. 1-0 Station Camp. Draws to Barnes' left. Won by Station Camp. Dane Kramer dumps the puck into the right wing corner. Picked up by Colton Bashirs. Drops it around to the far side. Intercepted. Andrew Grooms puts it out in front. Jackson Curran clears it away from the front of the net. And it went off the boards rather slow, but managed to go out. Bryant Waddell could not keep it in. Puck near the Station Camp blue line. Jackson Curran brings it into the Bison zone on the left wing side. Tries to put it in front, went off a Station Camp stick. Now it's on the far side, and Station Camp will bring it to center. It's taken back by Clarksville. Andrew Grooms. Andrew Grooms taps the puck into the Clarksville zone, knocks down Connor Bailey, and he's going to go to the box for roughing. He poked the puck into the Clarksville zone, then knocked Bailey over. And the officials aren't letting him get away with it. So roughing against Grooms. So Clarksville back in the power play down 1-0 with 5:15 to go in the first. Draws to the left of Watson. Station can't win it. Dump it into the Clarksville zone. They're shorthanded. They can do that all they want. Here's P.J. Burns carrying the puck through center. Back into the Station Camp zone on the left wing side. Gets up a shot. Turned away. And the rebound. Well, Gavin Cole beat Quinn Colhane to it. And her shot was deflected off his stick past the net to the left of Watson, who had to turn away that initial shot from Burns. I'll tell you what, Clarksville, they worked in their speed during the offseason. Here comes Toby Mahaffey, right wing side of the Clarksville zone. Turns the puck over to P.J. Burns. Flips it out to center. Hit a Station Camp skate. Now it's back in the Bison zone. Minute left to the power play for Clarksville. And here's Marshall McMurtry through traffic in front of shot. Oh, he lifted it over the net. Marshall McMurtry carried it down the middle. Got around the last Clarksville defenders, got right to the front of the net and shot it over. And I guess they're saying that Barnes got a piece of it because they're dropping the puck to his left. 50 seconds left in the power play. 4:06 to go in the first, still 1-0. Station Camp draw is to the left of Barnes. Oh, I already said that. Oh, they win the draw and shoot it on goal, and Barnes has to stop it. It was Station Camp winning the draw. Merritt Freeman backhanding the puck towards the net from the blue line. Goes off the skates of Owen Kennedy. Connor Bailey clears it out. Here's Jay Morrow. Right wing side of the Station Camp zone. Pushed into the boards. 30 seconds left in the power play for the Kings. Puck on the left wing corner. Held in at the left point by Owen Kennedy. Correction, yeah, it is Owen Kennedy. Now the puck brought back into the Clarksville zone and shot past the net to the right of Barnes from the right circle by Tommy Siciliano. Puck back in the Station Camp zone. Bison with it. They'll bring it out. Penalty time against them is up. And they're back at even strength. Siciliano drops the puck back into his own zone. To the end boards. Dominic Reach will get to it. Send it over to the near side. Andrew Grooms. Trying to get it ahead to Bryant Waddell. Went off his stick and went towards his own net. Station Camp clear up that mess and get it out. Dom DeMaria, who has the only goal of the game, dumps the puck back into the Clarksville zone. Clearing attempt held in. Andrew Grooms trying to go to the front of the net. Hands it off. Merritt Freeman behind the net. Puts it out in front. Shot. Turned away by Barnes from DeMaria. DeMaria shooting from the right faceoff dot. Puck back in the right wing corner. Here's Grooms. Behind the net. DeMaria. Spins around, starts skating back towards the far side, then spins around again, starts coming back to the near side. Puts it out in front. Bryant Waddell, shot blocked. Rebound, score. Grooms. Bryant Waddell's shot in the left circle was blocked by Kennedy, but the rebound comes right to the left-hand side of the net where Andrew Grooms is standing, and he pounds it in to extend Station Camp's lead to 2-0 with 2:23 to go in the first. So a persistent Station Camp attack finally pays off in the form of a second goal. Puck back in the Clarksville zone. Colton Bashirs passing it over to Connor Bailey, sending it up the far side. It's cleared out by Chris Feckner. Station Camp send it back into the Clarksville zone. Icing was waved off because it went down the near side, and a couple of players had a chance to touch it and did not. Puck right in front of shot, turned away by Barnes. That was from Grooms. Bryant Waddell, left wing side. Passing across. Held in by Dom Reitz. His shot from the top of the right circle misses the net to the left of Barnes. Now Waddell behind the net. It's pushed into the boards by Bailey. He loses the puck. Now P.J. Burns has it at center. Burns shoots it on goal past the net to the right of Watson. They're saying he got a piece of it with a right leg pad. Puck dumped back into the Clarksville end and turned away by Barnes. That's saved by, actually the puck came off the boards behind the Station Camp net, and Quinn Culhane for a moment had a chance to get to it and score, but was cleared away from her. Gavin Cole at center gets knocked down by the smaller Jackson Curran. Gavin Cole's a big boy. We're inside the final minute of the first. Cole dumps the puck back down low from the right point. Puck held in at the left point, Dane Kramer. Now it comes around to the right wing corner. Toby Mahaffey dropping it up top to the right point. Gavin Cole shot blocked. Puck goes out to center under 30 seconds left in the period. Puck at center. Patrick Atmore chips it back into the Clarksville zone. It's at the end boards. Puts it out in front. Held in by Dane Kramer at the left point. And Patrick Atmore with a hit. He put another hit behind the net on, I think, Colton Bashirs. And I think they're going to put him, nope, it's going to be a penalty against It's a roughing call against Bashirs. Okay, so Station Camp getting their first power play of the game, up 2-0 with 8.5 seconds to go in the first. And they're going to take Owen Kennedy off the ice for this draw, which is to the right of Barnes. One by Clarksville, they managed to clear. Marshall McMurtry catches up to the puck, dumps it into the Clarksville zone. On goal, Barnes turns it away, and that is it for the first. Early goal from Dom DeMaria, and then just over 10 minutes later, Andrew Grooms extended the Station Camp lead. Station Camp, Liberty Creek, Nashville Christian leading the Clarksville Kings 2-0 after one. Ready to start the second period. Britton Watson still in goal for Station Camp. Riley Barnes still in goal for Clarksville. For the second period, Station Camp will move the puck from my left to right, Clarksville from my right to left. Station Camp starting in the second period with 1:51 of power play time carrying over. Station Camp win the draw to start the second. It's Tommy Siciliano, right wing side of the Clarksville zone, gives up a shot that stopped and covered up by Riley Barnes. And I have to correct myself again. That was Toby Mahaffey taking the shot. Draw is going to be to Barnes' left. One by the Bison. Dom Reitz out of the blue line gets off a shot that's stopped by Barnes. Comes around to the far boards. Merritt Freeman keeping it alive. Passing it down the boards. Puck cleared out eventually by Clarksville. And it is dumped back into the Clarksville zone from center. Here's Merritt Freeman at the blue line, shooting through traffic, turned away by Barnes. Under a minute left in the power play for Station Camp. Puck turned over to the Kings. Aiden Haas passing to the slot. Jay Morrow couldn't keep it in his stick. He had a clear path to the net, but the puck went off his stick and he was forced to play it going towards Marshall McMurtry. Puck held in. Haas, top of the right circle, shot, stopped by Watson. And the puck cleared out of the zone. Under 30 seconds left of the power play for Station Camp. Merritt Freeman gets knocked down, crossing the Clarksville blue line. And here's a chance to score. DeMaria, a nice no-look backhanded cross-ice pass from Mahaffey. And DeMaria one-times it into the back of the net. And I think he converted the power play just in time. And it's his second goal of the game, and it's now 3-0 Station Camp with 12:16 to go in the second. Here's Quinn Colhane at center. Puck got away from her. Still ends up in the Station Camp zone going towards the front of the net. Gracie Clark clears it away. Puck sliding back into the Clarksville zone. Shot, score! I thought Dante Russo was going to get to it, but Andrew Grooms beat him to it and fires it into the back of the net from the left circle. No, it was Bailey. It was Bailey I thought was going to get to that puck, but Grooms got to it and fires it into the back of the net from the left circle. That's his second goal of the game, and it's 4-0 Station Camp with 11:52 to go in the second. Quinn Colhane shooting on goal from the left wing boards. Wasn't a hard shot, but Britton Watson still had to turn it away. Here's Dane Kramer inside his own zone. Passing it through center, back into the Clarksville end on the left wing side. Picked up Tommy Siciliano. Passed it across the front of the net. Peyton Brogdon couldn't get her stick on it. Here's Dane Kramer. Sends it to the inboards. P.J. Burns with it for the Kings. Sends it across. It's out at center. Burns back into the Station Camp zone on the left wing side. Gets up a shot that misses the net to the right of Watson. And now a turnover. Puck put out in front by Chris Fechner, but intercepted. Then it comes back to him. Merritt Freeman couldn't get it out of the zone. He tried to backhand it out. It went off a Clarksville player. Came down to the left circle, and Fechner got off a little shot that Watson had to stop and cover up. 10:50 to go in the second. Still 4-0 Station Camp. Draws to the right of Watson. Station Camp won it, but taken away by Burns. No correction, it was Aiden Haas who took it away. And now Toby Mahaffey with it for the Bison. Back into the Clarksville zone, in a goal, shot. Yeah, it did go in. I thought it went in. Mahaffey closing in on the left-hand side of the net, fires it into the roof. It came right back out, but the ref saw it the whole way. And it is now 5-0 Station Camp with 10:29 to go in the second. Clarksville were defending pretty well, but only having 12 skaters. against a whole bunch. Oh, man, Mahaffey almost scored again. Took a shot from the right circle that Barnes got a piece of, and it went past the net to his right. But, yeah, 12 skaters. Eventually they're going to be worn down by a full-on roster. Puck's in all the way through center back into the Clarksville zone, but icing waved off because it went through a crowd on its way. Puck put out in front by DeMaria. Nobody could get a stick on it. Now Gavin Cole puts it behind the net. Cole passes out to the slot, and a shot stopped by Barnes. That shot coming from McLean Gregory. Going to the front of the net and pass across. Unable to get a stick on it was it was Mahaffey. I thought it was Tommy Siciliano. Mahaffey carried the puck to the blue line, was forced out. Jackson Curran taps it along, tapped it away. Over the knee, gives it back. Puck inside the station camp zone. Gavin Cole trying to clear it out, and it just goes over the line. Brought back in, and a shot from Curran went off a stick up into the air, came down right on goal, and Watson had to turn it away. Puck back in the Clarksville zone. P.J. Burns racing through center, but lost the puck. Aiden Haas out of the top of the left circle. Puck got away from him. Drifts out to the far side. Held in P.J. Burns. His shot blocked. Puck goes to the left wing corner. Connor Bailey handing it off. Jay Morrow had it poked away right near the right-hand side of the net. Puck of the inboards. Sent up to the left point, and Bailey shot through traffic, hit a skate in front, hit a station camp leg in front. Comes back to Bailey left point, passes down the left wing to Morrow. Morrow knocked into the boards in the left wing corner. Now the puck in the right wing corner. P.J. Burns pressing it up against the boards, battling with Bryant Waddell. Burns comes out with it. No, correction, it's Aiden Haas. They're both wearing red helmets. Haas gets knocked down in the left wing corner. And Dom DeMaria going to fire the puck to the other end of the ice for an icing. 7:48 to go in the second, 5-0. Station Camp leading. Draw is going to be to Watson's right. Won by Station Camp. Marshall McMurtry on the far side. Gives it away to P.J. Burns. Gets off a backhander off the chest of Watson into his glove. And he hangs on for the whistle. Draw will be to his left. One by Clarksville, sent towards the front of the net, but blocked and cleared out by Station Camp. Toby Mahaffey. I'm sorry, it's Merritt Freeman sending the puck into the Clarksville zone. Catches up to it left wing. Gets off a shot that's gloved and held on to by Barnes. Draws to Barnes' right. It's won by Station Camp. Puck comes around the boards to the far side. Now the puck sent back into the Station Camp zone. Here's Jackson Curran, right circle. Pass across. Connor Bailey shanks the one-timer on the top of the left circle, but it still comes on goal. Britton Watson has to stop and cover. 6:55 to go in the second. 5-0 Station Camp. Draw to the right of Watson, won by Station Camp. Puck sent around the boards to the far side. And the Bison end up icing it. Stretch pass to Toby Mahaffey at center, went past his stick. And he didn't make an effort to touch it, so that brings about the icing whistle. Draw be to Watson's left this time. Draw by Station Camp, Toby Mahaffey. Passing ahead, Andrew Grooms on a breakaway. Down the slot, shot stopped by Barnes. Andrew Grooms was all alone going down the middle of the ice. Perfect tape-to-tape pass from Toby Mahaffey. Carried it down the slot, got off a shot off the right arm of Barnes into the netting above the glass. Draw be to his right. Here's Gavin Cole with a one-timer from the left point that's gloved and held onto by Barnes. Andrew Grooms was going for the hat trick there on that breakaway. Draws to Barnes' right again. Clarksville trying to get it out, held into the left point. Dom Reitz sends it down into the left wing corner. And it's cleared out on the near side by, I think, it was Dante Russo. Now Marshall McMurtry. Through center, back into the Clarksville zone. Takes a shot off of Barnes into the netting above the glass. 6:01 to go in the second. Still 5-0 Station Camp. Draw to the left of Barnes. Won by Clarksville. P.J. Burns' center had it pickpocketed by Gracie Clark. She couldn't control the puck, though. There's Aiden Haas to center. Stumbles after running into the stick of Dom DeMaria. Connor Bailey, right wing corner of the Station Camp zone. Backhands it up the boards. Now Haas, Aiden Haas. Around the back of the net, has the puck poked away by Marshall McMurtry. It's behind the net. Now DeMaria put it into the skates of P.J. Burns, trying to get it out. Burns behind the net. Had the puck poked away. It was sitting loose behind the net for a moment. Now it's out on the far boards. And Dom DeMaria brings it to center. Dumps it into the Clarksville zone. Just behind the red line, but there were a couple of Clarksville players down the wall. So icing waved off. DeMaria behind the net. And a shot from the left point by Dom Reitz went off skates of a Clarksville defender and past the net to the right of Barnes. Puck held into the blue line. Now it slides out to center. And now here's Aiden Haas, right wing side of the Station Camp zone. Shot from the top of the right circle, misses the net to the right of Watson. Now here's Haas again with a chance. Score! Loose puck came to Aiden Haas on the left face-off dot, and he fires it into the top corner on the left-hand side of the net. And all that pressure from Clarksville finally paying off in a goal. It's 5-1 Station Camp with 4:26 to go in the second. So Aiden Haas scoring his first GNASH goal. Puck ends up with the Clarksville zone off the draw. Here's Toby Mahaffey to the net. A shot stopped by Barnes, who didn't know where the rebound was. And then once again, he backs into the net. First time he's done that all period, but he did it like 5 times in the first. But the puck ended up in the Clarksville zone right off the draw. Mahaffey had a chance for his second goal of the game. Barnes made the save, but then he almost backed into the net. Didn't know where the rebound was. Draw's going to be to his left. Won by the Bison. Bryant Waddell's shot from the right point blocked. Puck goes out to center. Here's Aiden Haas with it. Taking a shot in the left circle. Stopped by Watson into his chest and into his glove. Draw will be to his right. Draw one by Station Camp. Bryant Waddell passing it to the far side. Here's Gavin Cole. And now here's Toby Mahaffey going to the Clarksville net all alone, and he scores. Puck took a care of him. He grabbed it, carried it down the slot to the front of the net, waited out Barnes, gave him enough space, and he shot it into the back of the net for his second goal of the game. And it is 6-1 Station Camp with 3:43 to go in the second. McLean Gregory with a puck in the Station Camp zone. Passing it up the far side. Off the stick of Owen Kennedy and back into the Clarksville zone. Here's Marshall McMurtry on the right wing side. Trying to go to the front of the net. Puck got away from him. Andrew Grooms with a shot. Stopped and covered up by Barnes. 3:03 to go in the second. 6-1 Station Camp. Draw to the left of Barnes. Won by Station Camp. Andrew Grooms fires a shot that goes off of Barnes. Puck still inside the zone. Clarksville are going to end up icing it. Draw to the right of Barnes, won by Station Camp. Puck sent through traffic by Marshall McMurtry. Missed the net, put out in front, and Andrew Grooms couldn't get a stick on it. Now back the other way come the Kings. Puck knocked off the stick of P.J. Burns right at the Station Camp blue line. Aiden Haas in there to pick it up. Haas back in the Station Camp zone. Puck poked off his stick. It's on the far boards. That's in the right wing corner. Haas out to the right circle, a shot. Oh, I think it may have hit the post to the left of Watson. And then Burns from an on angle fires it across the front of the net. Now the puck back in the Clarksville zone. Andrew Grooms catches up to it, gets up a shot. Stopped by Barnes, or it went across the front of the net. I think it may have gone across the front of the net. Puck out at center. McMurtry with it. Poked off his stick by Aiden Haas. Puck ends up in the Clarksville zone still. Haas. And it poked away for a moment. He gets it back. Aiden Haas to center. Into the Station Camp zone on the left wing side. Takes a bit of a shoulder bump from McLean Gregory. Passes the puck up to Jackson Curran. Curran trying to go down the slot. He's going down the left wing. Puck poked off his stick, came on goal. Watson decided to stop and cover to get the whistle. 98 seconds to go in the second. 6-1 Station Camp. Draws to the right of Watson. Station Camp won it, but Dom Reach didn't know where it was. Jackson Curran carries it to the front of the net, gets off a backhander that Watson has to turn away, And now Watson's the one backing into the net and knocking it loose. But yeah, Station Camp won the draw. Dom Reitz had the puck in his skates. He didn't know where it was. And that turned into a scoring chance for Jackson Curran. Draw's going to be to Watson's left. Won by Clarksville, but the puck poked away. Now it's out at center, Merritt Freeman. Into the Clarksville's own right wing side. Gets off a shot in the top of the right circle that's gloved and held on to by Barnes. Draws to Barnes' left. Won by Station Camp. Bryant Waddell from the left point passing down. Intercepted. Carried to center by Connor Bailey. Bailey into the Station Camp zone, down the left wing. Now goes to the inboards. Pinned up against the boards by Merritt Freeman. We're inside the final minute of the second. Here's Colton Bashirs banking it off the inboards. Dom Reitz behind the net. Sends it around to the far side. Dom DeMaria tried to clear it out. He whiffed on it. Under 30 seconds left in the period now. Here's DeMaria carrying the puck around to the near side. Passes across to Bryant Waddell. Waddell, left wing side of the Clarksville zone. Lost the puck. Gathers it back in. Out near the blue line. Puck is poked away. Brought back to center by Clarksville. Now it's back in the Station Camp zone. Toby Mahaffey will bring it out to center. Got some time. Right wing side of the Clarksville zone. Running out. Gets off a shot. Gloved and held on to by Barnes, and that is it for the second. A second where Station Camp outscored Clarksville 4-1, including a 3-goal spurt at the very beginning of the period. So now with 2 periods done, Station Camp, Liberty Creek, Nashville Christian now leading the Clarksville Kings 6-1. Ready to start the third and final period of this one. Riley Barnes still in goal for Clarksville. Britton Watson still in goal for Station Camp for this third and final period. Clarksville will move the puck from my left to right. Station Camp from my right to left. Clarksville won the draw, but they turn it over at center. Shot in the right circle inside the Clarksville zone, turned away by Barnes. That came from Marshall McMurtry. Puck back at center. Now back in the Station Camp zone. Gavin Cole tried to clear it out, went off a Clarksville skate, came back to him. So he'll just carry it through center into the Clarksville zone. Tried to split defenders. Puck out in front, DeMaria, shot, score for his hat trick goal. Puck was poked off the stick of Cole. Barnes slid well out of position, and Dom DeMaria fires the puck into the back of the open net from the bottom of the right circle to complete his hat trick. and make it 7-1 Station Camp. Just 34 seconds into the third, 13:26 to go. Sam Frayling, shot on goal from center, stopped by Watson. Here's Marshall McMurtry through center, back into the Clarksville zone. Puck got away from him as he tried to get past Colton Bashirs. Clarksville clear it out. Jay Morrow takes a bump at center. Here's Gavin Cole. Now Dom DeMaria dumps the puck back into the Clarksville zone. Station Camp making some changes. Connor Bailey with a puck. Passing it ahead to Frayling at center. Frayling had it go off his stick. He fell over. So Bryant Waddell will pick up the loose puck. And he'll carry it through center, back into the Clarksville zone on the right wing side. Oh, puck got away from him as he tried to go down the right wing, and it's cleared out. Dane Kramer will track it down. Here's Waddell. Puck out on the far side. He lost the puck. Aiden Haas with it. Trying to send it to the front of the net. It's cleared out by Waddell. Gracie Clark passing it across the near side. Peyton Brogdon brings it into the Clarksville zone. Puck in the left wing corner. Merritt Freeman with it. He'll carry it out to center. Backhand and flip through the air, back into the Clarksville zone, but Bryant Waddell has to get back on side, and so does Peyton Brogdon. They both do. Here's P.J. Burns to center. Burns into the Station Camp zone on the left wing side. Lost the puck. It comes around to the near side. Now here's Toby Mahaffey back into the Clarksville zone. Got around a defender, but when he got right to the front of the net, Barnes was able to poke the puck away. Puck out at center. Now Mahaffey brings it back into the right wing side. Gets round a defender, but he couldn't gather the puck in. P.J. Burns was pushing him towards the boards. Should note, Station Camp up by 6. If they score one more goal without giving one up, we'll be on the running clock. As P.J. Burns fires it ahead off of Dom Reitz. Now it breaks for Jackson Curran in for a shot. Stopped by Watson with a right leg pad. That puck suddenly broke for Curran. He closed in on goal, but Watson with a save to keep Station Camp ahead by 6. Puck out at center. Connor Bailey with it for Clarksville. He ends up giving it away. Now here's Toby Mahaffey, right wing side of the Clarksville zone. Along the half wall, waiting for some help. Hands the puck off to the right point, and Marshall McMurtry, tried to pass it down the wing. It was blocked by the stick of Aiden Haas. Now it's held in by McLean Gregory. Pushed below the goal line into the right wing corner. Tommy Siciliano is sending it around the boards to the near side. And we get a whistle. We're going to have a penalty against Clarksville. Connor Bailey is going to go to the box for elbowing. So Station Camp back in the power play, up 7-1 with 9:51 to go. Strawby to Barnes is right. Draw one by Station Camp. Gavin Cole. Pass across bottom of the right circle. DeMaria trying to put it in front. Save. Rebound. Score. No, that was not DeMaria from the bottom of the right circle. It was Grooms. Tried to hand it off to Freeman. Freeman put it in front to DeMaria, who had a wide open net in front of him to stuff it in for his 4th goal of the game. And it is 8-1 Station Camp. And the clock is already running. 9 20 and ticking to go. Icing called against Station Camp. So Dom DeMaria with a 4-goal game. Draws to the left of Watson. Marshall McMurtry to center. Puck poked off his stick. Gracie Clark taps it over to Merritt Freeman, who couldn't keep it on his stick. Aiden Haas with it now. Carried back into the Station Camp zone. Gracie Clark trying to get it out. Now the puck's out at center on the near side. Connor Bailey with it. And Bailey brought the puck back in, but he left it behind right past the blue line, so Peyton Brogdon able to clear it out. Puck brought back into the Station Camp zone by, I think, Aiden Haas, who got brought down, pulled down. There's going to be a penalty against Station Camp called for that. So Merritt Freeman called to the box for hooking, and Clarksville are going to use their timeout here with 7:26 to go, trailing 8-1 as they are about to go back on the power play. So Station Camp, unless they have a big collapse here, are going to join MBA and Franklin at 2-0 at the top of GNASH. MBA will be going for 3-0 next Monday when they take on Father Ryan. Timeout done. Again, 7:26 left. 8-1 Station Camp. Clarksville about to go on the power play. The only way to stop the running clock is by scoring to get the margin back down below 7. If Station Camp score another goal without giving one up, they've got running clock insurance. Station Camp tried to clear the zone off the draw. Connor Bailey had a shot that was blocked. Here's P.J. Burns shooting through traffic, gloved and held on to by Watson, and I forgot to start the clock on the game tracker. Hold on here, folks. Puck out on the far side of the Station Camp zone. Colton Bashirs tapping it down the wall. Carried out to the slot. Here's P.J. Burns, right point. Trying to pass down the right wing, intercepted, and ended up being cleared into the Station Camp bench by one of their own players. Not sure who it was. 6 minutes and ticking to go. 8-1 Station Camp. Now a minute and ticking left on the power play for Clarksville. Always to the left of Watson. One by Clarksville. Shot from Colton Bashirs misses the net. Here's Gavin Cole. Coming out to the far side of his own zone. Had the puck poked away. He gets it back. Tries to clear up the far side. Bashirs keeps it alive. 30 seconds left of the power play for Clarksville as Station Camp bring the puck back to center. McLean Gregory, left wing side of the Clarksville zone. Shot blocked. And it goes off a stick and out of play on the far side. And that may kill off the rest of the penalty. Ten seconds and ticking left on the power play for Clarksville. Draws to the right of Barnes. One by Station Camp. McLean Gregory backhands it past the net. Penalty time against Station Camp is up. They're back at even strength. Aiden Haas at center. Pushed off the puck. He gets it back. No correction. It's P.J. Burns grabbing it for Clarksville. Then it's poked off his stick. Here's Andrew Grooms. Back into the Clarksville zone. Puts it in front. Oh, and McLean Gregory shot it across the front of the net. Peyton Brogdon couldn't get to the puck, which Barnes stops and covers. 4:55 and ticking to go. 8-1 Station Camp. Draw is to the left of Barnes. One by Station Camp. Here's Bryant Waddell. Shot through traffic on the left point. Stopped by Barnes. Here's Toby Mahaffey in the slot, backhanding it to the front of the net, but that's intercepted by Connor Bailey. Jackson Curran brings it into the Station Camp zone. Puck poked away by Waddell. Now the puck in the left wing corner. Put in front, but Chris Feckner can't get a stick on it. Back the other way come the Bison. Dom DeMaria trying to pass the slot for Toby Mahaffey. That's broken up. Marshall McMurtry keeps the puck alive, but once again, no, I'm sorry. I think it was Dom Reitz who did it the first time, but McMurtry brings it out over the blue line. He dekes it out over the blue line and then brings it back in offside. 3:45 and ticking to go. Still 8-1 Station Camp. Here comes Marshall McMurtry, right circle. Drops it back. Dom DeMaria shot over the net. I think Barnes got a piece of it. Here's Toby Mahaffey, left wing corner. Trying to get the puck to the front of the net. It slowly came on goal, went off the right leg pad of Barnes. Now it's coming back to the front of the net. Carried behind the net by Mahaffey. Mahaffey in the slot. Right circle, put in front. Oh, they score. It's Siciliano. Got it across to Siciliano, standing in the right-hand side of the net, and he got it under Barnes into the bottom corner on the left-hand side of the net. Running clock insurance for Station Camp, and they are now up 9-1 with 2:45 and ticking to go. Clarksville won the draw, but bring it into the Station Camp zone offside. Up here's McLean Gregory up, going down the slot, but Jay Morrow knocks the puck away from him. There's a nice little pass by Gracie Clark, and speaking of pass, hand pass called against, I think, Station Camp. Draw will be on the dot across from the Clarksville bench at center. 90 seconds and ticking to go, 9-1 Station Camp. Draw one by the Bison, they'll dump it into the Clarksville zone. Here's Owen Kennedy passing it up the near side and out to center. Gavin Cole keeps it near him. Oh, but he has it taken away. Aiden Haas, right wing side of the Station Camp zone. Could not get around the defender, Merritt Freeman. Minute to go in this one. Aiden Haas, shot through traffic, misses the net. To the right of Watson, that shot coming from the high slot. Station Camp clear the puck out. Aiden Haas from his own zone, passing it ahead to Connor Bailey, who gets knocked down. Under 30 seconds to go. Puck dumped back into the station camp, Clarksville zone. Down on the far side. Ethan Rawlings ahead to Jay Morrill. Morrill back into the station camp zone. Puck was poked away, kept alive by Rawlings, but eventually it's tapped out. Station camp with it. Ryan Waddell tossing it ahead to Andrew Grooms, who's content to just hold it. And that's it. Station camp join NBA and Franklin at 2-0 as they beat the Clarksville Kings 9-1. And Clarksville starting off the season with a loss. So the goals in this one, Aiden Haas with the only goal for Clarksville. Dom DeMaria had 4 goals for Station Camp. Andrew Grooms had 2, Toby Mahaffey had 2, and Tommy Siciliano had the other. So Dom DeMaria is easily our player of the game with a 4-goal effort as Station Camp, Liberty Creek, Nashville Christian win this one over the Clarksville Kings 9-1. All right. At Wilson Central Lebanon. Game for Hendersonville Beach Lawson against Mount Juliet Wilson Central Lebanon. Again, the final score here. Clarksville Kings 9. Clarksville Kings 1. Pregame for Hendersonville and Mount Juliet coming up shortly.